Right, so this is the much anticipated review of Modern Warfare 2. By much anticipated, I mean anticipated by Cleggy, because he's the only one who's asked me to do it. So Cleggy, this is for you to see whether it's worth you buying it or not. You start in the game with a little bit of the basic training, not really much worth going into here. I'm going to try and keep this video as short as possible because I know if it's over 10 minutes you won't fucking watch it. But yeah, you get the gist, you get to calibrate your weapons, you do a bit more running around, and you get familiar with the game controls. Into main sequence.
We are the most powerful military force in the history of man. Every fight is our fight. Because what happens over here matters over there. We don't get to sit one out. Learning to use the tools of modern warfare is the difference between the prospering of your people and utter destruction. We can't give you freedom, but we can give you the know-how to acquire it. And that, my friends, is worth more than a whole army base of steel. Sure, it matters who's got the biggest stick, but it matters a hell of a lot more who's swinging it.
So there's a few scenes that sort of interconnect the missions. There's a bit of driving going on, and you end up, you know, like you do in most Modern Warfares or Call of Duties, should I say, getting out of a vehicle where you've crashed and getting help to your feet and getting into the war zone. The actual gameplay itself really shocked me. I thought it was amazing. I've got to say, compared to some of the Call of Duties that I've played, and I don't play a lot of them. I've done Black Ops 2, 3, the original Call of Duty on the World War II one, and obviously the most recent iteration. This was definitely by far, in terms of the campaign, the best I've played. Loads of different variants on missions. You never seem to get bored with it. It moves at pace. Combat's really solid, pretty similar to Modern Warfare 3. But honestly, playing this in 4K HDR, I thought the graphics were as good, if not better. One thing I do to test out the sort of game engine, if you want to call it that, the in-game physics, blow cars up. So let's just so you can have a look at how realistic the graphics are and the explosions and stuff. Thought they're pretty cool. Again, on graphics, some really impressive moments, cutscenes that really interconnect the gameplay. A little bit of padding. I mean, there's stuff like this where you got to climb up a sheer ice face. If you're going to do stuff like, you'd be better off putting on the VR headset and climbing Everest. I don't really appreciate stuff like this in the game, but it does then cut onto the actual gameplay itself, where you get to do little stealth missions. Not that I'm the stealthiest person, as you can see. But again, graphics absolutely beautiful. All of these missions really decent. They throw stuff like this in, I think, just to break the monotony of somebody who just want to be going around blowing people up. But for me, stuff like this is one of the darker scenes where you're actually allied with one of the bad guys and you're witnessing him just, going through, just slaughtering people. And this mission here, some really good cinematic sequences running through streets and towns. I've got to say, the thing I liked about this Modern Warfare 2 more than any of the others is just all the different angles you get to appreciate combat from, from civilian into the snow, into jungle. If you do get a chance to kill dogs, take them out as quick as you can, because they will attack you and they are bastards. You'll see that first hand there. Look at this fucker, he's just relentless. I thought this was a nice little touch though. We've seen dogs in other Call of Duties. Night night, sweet prince. Shotgun's really good, up close and personal. Seem to have a nice weight to them. All the guns that you get to use, you do get to play with various different guns, and they're all very solid. Again, example of another section of the game here where you're in suburbia. It's brilliant. You're running through. I found my actual grill outside, which I thought was decent. was tempted to have a barbecue while I was out here. Didn't have any Edwards burgers though. Of course, we ripped the fucking shit out of it. It turns into a war zone. But again, really interesting perspective. Definitely worth playing through these sections of the game. It all adds something. There's then these bits, you know, you're a frogman for a bit, underwater SAS. It's, well, okay. You know, certainly preferred getting overground and, you know, getting the more stealth elements going again. There's bits in the game that I don't like, which I thought were a bit clunky, like this, where you have to breach rooms and things. They're in here quite a bit, and you know, I've got to admit, I don't know if it's me just being shit at the game, it probably is, but you know, they really break the momentum of the game because it's not very well put together, and you end up killing the wrong people enough times. This was cool though. I mean, this is the Gulag out of Modern Warfare 3, but actually it's out of Modern Warfare 2. They brought into Modern Warfare 3, but it's very similar to the map on Plunder. Really had fun in this section of the game. It's quite a long section of the game. Pretty cool to see these like maps being used in this game, because I've done this in reverse by playing Modern Warfare 3 then going to Modern Warfare 2. Here we are being shield bastards. This has inspired me to want to do another video on getting shield kills, which I'm going to put up soon. And then yeah, elements like this where, you know, the Lincoln Memorial turns up and you're running through, you know, really well-known parts of America. You're then seeing what's going on the ground from the ISS in this. So again, you're seeing the game through all these various lenses, and it all comes together to make the game a little bit more special, I think. Never boring. And now we're at the White House. So cool. I was sat in the White House in VR on Christmas Day, looking around at the Oval Office, and then to play through this in Call of Duty was pretty cool. I mean, just taking in all the scenery here in this bit. This is like a replica of the actual Oval Office, which again, all these things just make it ultra cool in ways that I've not seen in some of the other Call of Duties, which I found boring. Again, more little action sequences like this, which you either love them or you hate them. For me, you know, it's just standing into the story and it's a bit of padding. So we're heading now towards sort of the climax of the game. I've deliberately left out loads of story and things like that because I don't want to give you any spoilers. But I suppose this isn't a spoiler. You know, at the end, of course, you have one of these sequences where you've got to kill the baddie. And yeah, that's just Call of Duty for you. Every Call of Duty game you've ever played. Nothing original here, but I think if you played through the whole campaign with the plots and the twists, you pretty much appreciate the story. So right up to the credits rolling at the end, where there's like little set dioramas that show you action sequences through the game. A lot of thought been put into this game. Definitely worth the £20 price tag in the PS4 store at the moment, considering the amount of time, effort and energy they put into this game. I don't think they've put this much time, effort or energy into any of the Call of Duties before or after. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one, which surprised me because I'm not a massive Call of Duty fan. Graphics, I'm going to give 8 out of 10 because obviously it's a little dated, but the 4K HDR looks awesome. Definitely on par with the new one. Sound, I'm going to give it 9 out of 10. I think very great cinematic sound. And overall gameplay, this is definitely a 9 out of 10 for me, which is a surprise, like I say, because I'm not a massive Call of Duty fan. Definitely worth buying. I definitely think you'll enjoy it. Save it for when you're in the mood for war. When you're in one of them moods, you'll love this game. That's it from me, so peace out, bitches.